This one is going to be different than any bourbon hunting trip we've ever done in our entire lives.
Welcome to the house.
Welcome to MTV Cribs. You've got a good variety. I think we've got some gaps we can fill in though. We 100% doubled what I was expecting to spend. I wanted to make sure I added something special. I mentioned in particular this bottle. We are going to do a little bourbon hunting today, but this one is going to be different than any bourbon hunting trip we've ever done in our entire lives because honestly, I don't need more whiskey. I have tons of whiskey. We're starting to do reviews this year, so we're gonna be pushing for more media samples, which we surprisingly get very few of. There's just a lot of bottles this year, and if we're gonna keep this fun, then we're gonna have to figure out a way to change it up because honestly, it's just not as fun as it used to be hunting when you don't really have space for the bottles. So today, we're gonna bourbon hunt for one of y'all. We're gonna bourbon hunt for somebody else. We're gonna go evaluate someone's selection, and then we're gonna go hunt to see if we can't better round out that selection. It's an experiment. We'll see if it works. We'll see if this turns out to be difficult. I don't know. Like normally when I'm hunting, I'm just trying to find anything interesting. Now we're gonna evaluate a selection, have a little bit of a mission, which makes it harder to find things that fit that mission statement. I wanted to do this first one kind of close to home. So we're gonna hunt today in Columbus, Georgia. Alabama won't let us film. Also, not a huge selection of bourbon. We can go 45 minutes across the line, have a lot more options, a lot more stores to choose from. So we're gonna do that. But first, we're gonna go meet some old friends of mine. Met them long before we started this channel, see what their bourbon selection looks like, see what we need to be hunting for.
TJ, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Welcome to the house.
Welcome to MTV Cribs, Brewzle Cribs.
Brewzle Cribs, Brewzle's taking over. My name's John Price. I'm local here in the area with TJ. TJ got me into bourbon to start with. And my journey has been really, truly just kind of following his passion with it. That's really grown me to think that I'm actually doing pretty good with the bourbon, but I think today we're going to find out I'm maybe not.
So tell me a little bit about your selection.
My selection of bourbon, I'd say it's our selection of bourbon. It's not just me. We both really enjoy bourbon, but my favorite bottle right now is the Eagle Rare. The Eagle Rare 10 by far, and these are probably my top three, I would think, and I think you'd agree with that. Oh, you like the old Dominic. She likes the cask strength.
Yeah, I like the old Dominic cask strength. Right now, that's probably that one and that bourbon, the barrel bourbon up there that was actually your pick.
Oh, yeah.
The first ever pick we
The
did.
first ever pick.
Yeah.
Y'all still nursing that one.
Brewzle pick,
Well,
man.
we can't get another one. So that is
this one
one.
is a
That
little
is one
special,
that
I'll say.
that we don't drink that often.
Yeah. And of course, you got the blends. You got the baby blends. I don't know if y'all remember my short from my video, but the biggest bottle of Eagle Rare ever. I probably won't drink this because I can get the little bottles, man. We started out kind of small, though. I mean, we really got into blends the same time as you, I think. You kind of pushed us along the bourbon idea of what's good and what's not good, and we've kind of followed along with you, man.
I'm Jessica Price, and I got into bourbon because of TJ. When he started getting into it and started his channel, that's when we kind of branched out a little bit of what we normally drank and got more into bourbon. I've always been a tequila girl, and then I started drinking more bourbon with him, and now I like almost everything on these shelves behind me.
So is there anything here you don't like?
Anything I
There's
don't
a few.
like.
Or even not here, anything you've really tried
I will
that you
say
just don't like?
That Maker's Mark Private Select is not my jam.
This
Okay.
one, yeah, the Private Select wasn't. I mean, there's a lot of drinking out of it, but it wasn't the best.
That's the one you share with friends when they come over. Yeah, try this.
I've never drank bourbon before. Here, try this. See, we'll get your palate straight, right? You know, I haven't had some of these. I haven't had yet, so I haven't tried the chicken cog. A friend of mine got this for me for my birthday, and I haven't tried it yet. I really should open that up today, I think. Some of the ones that I'm not a huge fan of. I didn't really like this one, Bourbon Ready to Drink, Tango Hotel.
I think that's more of a mixer bourbon,
Yeah.
not really a straight bourbon. Also, marketing gets me sometimes. Like if it's a cool bottle,
she likes
sometimes I'll buy it just because I like the bottle and I
Right.
like the way it looks.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like you make anything shiny or sparkly and I'm gonna buy it.
Probably my least favorite thing on the counter has to be the Fireball.
Come on, man.
Everybody loves it though, so we have it out. Obviously, some of the stuff we don't drink as much of anymore, but used to drink a lot of is like Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack,
we
Woodford
used to
Reserve.
Always drink this on the rocks, and then the Woodford Reserve, kind of the same situation. I feel like these have of taking a back seat to the things.
You've graduated a little bit here.
Right.
Okay. So tell me how y'all are normally drinking whiskey. Are you drinking it neat? Are you drinking it over ice? Are you mixing it?
So I like mine on the rocks. She likes hers neat.
I like mine neat.
Which-
I usually put it in a Glencairn. Now, I haven't
Yes.
always been like that. I used to drink it like it had to be cold. It had to be on the rocks. Honestly, now I prefer it neat. I feel like you get more of the flavors from it, and it doesn't get watered down. Because I don't drink fast. Like, I usually sip and like to enjoy it, so I just prefer to drink it.
And I'll say,
in
like
a
certain
Glencairn.
ones, like the cask strength, I actually prefer that neat. It just depends on the drink.
So it's
Like-
funny, the higher proof,
Higher proof,
you
I like it
prefer
neat.
it neat, but the lower proof, you prefer it over ice.
Exactly, yeah. And
That's
it's-
unusual.
It is unusual, yeah, I know. It just depends on what it is, though. But like the Eagle Rare, I like it on the rocks. That's normally my normal drink.
This is a really good selection. Good selection. But what I love the most about bourbon or whiskey in general is that this is a social hobby. It's not just about sitting here drinking what you enjoy. It's also about sharing that with other people. So, you know, you entertain, you have a lot of people over, you've got a good variety. I think we've got some gaps we can fill in though. I think there's some areas where we could improve this a little bit. We definitely need to bring a little more proof into it. So we need some high proofers. It would be nice if we could find some fairly rare or fairly exclusive high proofers. I think it would be nice if we could find some low budget high proofers that you know, you're not afraid to share stuff we could just get almost any time. You like that Basil Hayden, so I feel like we need to bring a little more Jim Beam into this because you don't have any of the really good Jim Beam stuff. Maybe a Baker's 7. So I'm thinking like, can we find an Old Granddad 114? Can we find a Baker's 7, which are more readily available Jim Beam products that are a little elevated to me from that Basil Hayden. We need to bring in a little more craft whiskey. You've got a lot of like major producer stuff here.
Right.
So we want to find a few more craft bottles. Old Dominic being literally the only small producer bottle that I see. And that's interesting that you really like that. Now that also means
my favorite.
you like that high rye, and that rye really shines through. So I think if we could find some bourbon-friendly ryes, which that Jack Daniels over there is as well, but that's a bottle you're going to be holding on to commemorate that trip. So I think we've got some things to look for. We're going to find some interesting stuff. It's time to get hunting. Hey, we're doing something really cool, and I want to make sure y'all are aware of it. You can join us in Jackson, Mississippi for our second distillery takeover at Cathead Distillery on April 4th. They'll be pouring Old Soul bourbon samples. There'll be a special cocktail menu, and you can come hang out with me and the rest of the Brewzle team. And one of the most interesting and unique things there is the barrel pick opportunity. While samples last, the first ticket holders through the gate will be able to take part in picking Old Soul's first ever wheat whiskey single barrel. And it'll be available for purchase that same night. We'll pick it early in the night. They'll literally bottle it up. You can buy it and take it home that night. Tickets are $40, but that includes a Glencairn, samples that'll be poured at the event, and while supplies last, access to participate in that barrel pick and to purchase the bottle at the end of the night. And then the next day, you could come hang out with us at Spillway Wine and Spirits to potentially win some rare bottles at their annual lottery. I'm actually gonna have the whole Brewzle team enter these raffles, buy every bottle we can get our hands on, and then give those away at the end of the event. Get tickets to the Cathead Takeover through the link in the description and the pinned comment. Come join us, hang out. It's gonna be a good time. Our first stop is right across the Georgia line at Frisky Whiskey. Now this is y'all's shop of choice,
come
right?
here all
This
the
your
time,
favorite
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
They do have gas station chicken in the gas station next door, but we're watching our girlish figure, working on it. It's going really well. I'm not reviewing the gas station chicken today. I know a lot of people have asked. They want me to go back to reviewing gas station chicken soon, but we gotta stick to the diet. We'll try that later. Always check the for sale out. Look at that. Ooh. Southern Star Wheaters. Paragons right here. On sale. Shh. We scored already right here. 100 proof bottled and bond wheater.
The orange liqueur.
That's what you need, the
Let's go ahead.
liqueur.
Do we need to get a buggy?
We might need a buggy.
I've never heard of some of this, like baby blue.
Balcones. I don't know much about Balcones. It's fairly popular
$21.99.
Texas whiskey. Not my thing though. Texas whiskey in general. Got some Ben Holidays there. See, we were going to load you. You didn't have a lot of wheaters. Have y'all tried a lot of wheated bourbon?
I don't.
I like wheated bourbon.
Well, you didn't like the Maker's Mark, but that was finished.
Yeah.
So do you
I'm
like
not
a
huge-
normal Maker's Mark?
I do like normal Maker's Mark. I just don't like that particular private select.
Gotcha. So which wheaters have you tried that you do like?
I mean, the Old Dominic wheated was a good one.
The one you've got's a high rye.
No, there was a different one that they had at your festival.
Yeah, they had that. Yes, I think that was a wheat whiskey actually.
Yeah.
So
I liked that one.
okay, so we've already got this Southern Star Paragon, which is their wheated. Ben Holiday, a couple of bondeds.
We've had so many at your house where you're like, this is wheated, but I cannot
Start
tell
trying
you
them and then we get into it.
what it is.
Yeah.
Well, the great thing about these two as well, both this Holiday 100 proof, so these are both going to be bonded wheaters. One out of North Carolina, one out of Missouri. So they are both small producer.
Right.
So we've already nailed 2 small producer whiskeys right out of the bat, right off the bat. I don't think it's out of the bat. I don't think you're supposed to say out of the bat.
Yellowstone. Do you like Yellowstone?
It's like, I like a lot of their stuff. I haven't had their single malt. Their limited edition every year is really good.
Yeah. It's a high
At least the
proof.
ones I've had.
108 proof.
Yeah, but are you into single malts?
No.
Yeah. So we got some 13th Colony right here. That's their 95 proofer.
Jessica, we get that just based on the bottle.
Just on the bottle? Yeah, it's the
13th
13th Colony.
Cool bottle.
If it's a cash strength, 100% buy it. That's a nice bottle.
But see, like these up here, like these are shiny.
Horse Soldier, you like the metal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just point out all the bottles you find really attractive, okay?
Okay. I can do
I'll
that.
tell you one thing that's really surprised me has been the Whistle Pig. I don't have any Whistle Pig, but the Whistle Pig 8-year, I normally will get that when I'm out because it's not really
So
crazy
you like the rye?
expensive. Yeah. We usually hang around the $40 to $50 bottle of bourbon.
Okay.
We kind of stick in that kind of category. Try not to get too
We've gone
crazy.
above that.
We've gone above that, but
Just
not
not a
like-
lot.
Not a lot, yeah.
I will tell you, the budget keeps going up.
that is the truth.
That's the problem we have, isn't it?
Yes.
Is the budget keeps increasing. See, again, nice bourbon-friendly rye.
Yes.
See, the thing is, though, like this is not as much rye spice as the Old Dominic. We're going to have y'all try these at the end. We're going to see if y'all actually like every one of these. See if I've chosen
I
wisely.
like it.
Dude, Jim Beam Red Stag right there.
Red Stag.
I got a mixed drink we just did for the mix channel.
Yeah.
I got to have you try it. It's maybe the best mixed drink I've ever had in my entire life. Single barrel right there. I think I want to find a 10-year, Russell's 10-year, because you like that Eagle Rare so much. I want
Right.
to see what you think with a 10-year
10-year
wild
on the Russell.
turkey.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool. The Old Forester stuff. Which one do you like, Jessica? It's the Old Forester.
I don't know. It used to be the 1910, but I think now it's probably the 1920.
Like the higher proof.
Right,
versus
but
the
when
double
we originally did the Old Forester tasting, I like the 1910 the best, and John liked the 1897 the best.
Yeah.
But since I've been drinking more bourbon, I like the 1920 better now.
The 1920 is more my style there as well.
Well, it's a
I'll
little
say we've
higher
both
proof.
Gotten more into the higher proofs as times went on.
Yeah.
That's usually
pretty
how it
interesting,
goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a proof queen. I'm not quite on Jill's level, but I do like the higher proof now versus when I first got into it. When I first got into it, I like to hang out around like between 90 and 95, and now I prefer like 115, 120.
Fantastic cocktail whiskey or sipping neat. See, if you like Jim Beam stuff, got to have some OGD right there. Have y'all had Frey at the house?
We've had Frey at your
What do you
house.
think about
It's-
Frey?
I like Frey Ranch, yeah. It's actually really good.
I like the Frey. I like the Frey Ranch.
Okay.
Their pickles are real good,
Yeah, well, those are only local, I think. So,
which makes me sad.
I know.
Because you know I love pickles.
have you ever had a pickle you didn't like?
No.
Pecan.
Is it a pecan or is it a pecan?
Pecan.
know.
I don't know either, actually.
I think pecan is what you use if you're on a road trip and you can't stop. Man, we're loading up here.
Yeah.
We may not need to go anywhere. Look at here right here. $94 for an Old Forester single barrel strength. Have you had an Old Forester single barrel
I have
strength that you
not.
can remember?
I have not.
Lord have mercy. Got some Beyonce whiskey. Rare breed rye. Heaven Hill grain to glass. Elijah Craig barrel proof. Toasted rye. Ooh. I mean, none of those are, like I like the Heaven Hill grain to glass, but I like the red label, which I think's the wheated. I don't see that. So none of those, I'm just like jumping for joy. $65, what looks like a Willet 4-year rye. Old Soul 10 type hiding back there. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna do a full walkthrough of the selection here just so y'all can make fun of me down in the comments as to what I may have missed. Like, we've got a lot of great bottles we're just walking by. Heaven Hill bonded. I saw quite a few things over here that were interesting. There's a Knob Creek right there, and we've got some benchmark stuff. Let's see what benchmark, because this is, if you're looking for just something low end that you can share with anybody, like if you're just bringing some folks over and they're gonna pour something over ice and they like Blanton's, you pour that over ice, I'm not sure you can tell the difference. If I've got a choice though, I'm gonna go with the foolproof version just because it holds up to ice a little better, but that's like $24.
That's $125.
And if you pour it over ice, I don't know if you could tell the difference between it and a Blanton's.
Maybe we'll blind it today.
We may do that. We may do that here in just a little bit. I got distracted by the Old Forester barrel proofs down there. Walked right past those benchmarks on the bottom shelf for $25. Maybe some of the best value in whiskey right now. I've got the wide angle lens on here. We're gonna try to show as much of this as we possibly can so y'all can make fun of me as to what I missed. I think, oh, there's more down here. We didn't even get down there. Some old Dominics. I prefer the cask strength on those, but those are really good as well if you want the bonded. That Heaven Hill. Some short barrel stuff right here is really good. Would have picked all that up if we hadn't loaded up already. I think I saw McKenna 10 here a minute ago too. We walked right past that. Let's see what we've got down here. Ooh, lots of stuff. A lot of Clyde Mays stuff down there on the bottom.
Blue bottle store pick. One that we
The blue, yeah, the store pick Clyde Mays right there.
One that we lean to every now and then will be the Penelope. I usually buy that as a good gift bottle. It's not crazy expensive, and people seem to enjoy it.
Which, you have this one.
I have this one. Okay. We've bought one that we didn't like very much, but we actually do like it.
That was like the 8 year I think you had you didn't like, you were telling me about.
It was the first time they had put a year on it.
Okay.
Was my understanding.
I like the toasted.
The toasted, yeah, the toasted is pretty good. Yeah. The Smoke Wagon, I usually keep a bottle of that on the shelf too. It's just something different. I think we've had both of these.
Okay.
And
so all of these Penelopes and these Smoke Wagons are going to be MGP.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to be, I mean, they could be different, but I mean, you can get pretty different with MGP whiskeys. I'm not trying to say they're exactly the same, but amongst the ones I've had, they're equal amounts enjoyable. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the damage is, store one.
Oh my gosh.
Staying under budget's much harder when you're shopping for other people. I don't know why that is. Okay, so we've got, you like Old Forester, so we got high proof. Now this is one you can share with people, but like anybody that's like super into whiskey is gonna enjoy that one. We got like the guy who only wants Blanton's, but he's gonna pour it over ice. We've got small producer wheateds right here. We've got a really solid bourbon friendly rye. We've got fancy, like flavorful, craft forward whiskey. And we got you a really nice Jim Beam product because this is better than, that's better than Basil Hayden. Oh. You got ID.
I did.
$394.35.
We're gonna do a little unicorn hunting, see if we can't find some rare stuff and to add to the selection. So we're gonna go to a few stores, a couple more stores at least, see what we can find that's rare and hard to find. We filled a lot of the holes in his selection. I think a couple of rare bottles would be really nice to have. Not sure we're gonna have luck with that on a Sunday. Like Sunday's not the best time to go hunting for rare stuff. Because if you go to the small stores, the managers are never there. They definitely didn't get a truck today, so you're not gonna just randomly walk in on a day where they got whiskey. So we'll see what we find though. If you ever are curious about these videos, we are right at the budget that I had planned for this particular video. But if you also watch these, we don't stick to the budget that often. We try. Sometimes we do, but if you find the bottles, you got to buy them because you don't know when you're going to see them again. So we are going to be hunting for stuff maybe a little more elevated, a little more rare. I think that's what we're missing in this selection. So let's see what we can find. And our next stop is Maple Party Shop. I need that Jack Daniel's statue. That's what I need right
dude,
there.
That would be so cool, man.
So is this the section?
This is where they have some stuff, but like it's all down through here as well. Like they got stuff stacked everywhere.
They have a massive
I've never
selection.
been here before.
This is cool. Yeah, never been here.
One of the biggest bourbon selections in this area for sure. Got some Heaven's Door single barrel there.
That bottle
Cool
would
bottle,
get me.
yeah.
The bottle got you. That's I think was it Bob Dylan's brand? I think it's all sourced. I'm not sure who does it.
I got pretty much all the Old Foresters.
The whole lineup.
Yeah.
Barrel proof and toasted barrel Elijah Craig's there.
See, this one says Tropics on it. So, you know.
Also, like, you got to have one of these on your bar at all times. Like, it's cheap enough to mix. It's great enough to pour neat in a Glen. You don't mind if somebody pours it over ice or spills it. Like, this is a really, really good, kind of like that Wild Turkey 101, but a change of pace from that. Like, you could just do anything with it because you can get it all the time. Have you had this?
I have not. No, I've not had the
Evan Williams Bonded, white label, really good bottle. $20.
Not bad for $20.
Oh, no. Like, dude, that Wild Turkey 101 benchmark, Old Grandad 114, all like banger, like really good whiskey at a really reasonable price that are sitting everywhere. Like main producer stuff. There's a lot to look at, and we're just on roll number 1. Oh, like right here.
Wow, man.
Green River cask strength. Have you had that?
Never even heard of it.
That's another high proofer right there that is like $50, one of the best values.
Yeah.
That's cheap enough to where you just don't feel guilty about it. Now, not super easy to get, but I'm seeing them more and more places.
Yeah, so you would say this is a pretty rare bottle to get, or?
I mean, it's not extremely rare, but they are just starting to roll those out over the last, I think, 6, 7, 8 months. And so I don't see them in as many stores as you're going to see like that Evan Williams thing. But I wouldn't consider it rare.
I haven't had any of the Green River.
You probably had some at the house. Some of the short barrel picks we've done have been Green River barrels.
Okay.
OZ Tyler, Green River.
Well, then, if I have, it would have been one of the short barrel picks, Do we need to get another cart?
Nah, we're not going to go that hard. We're not going that hard here. Jim Beam's got a sunshine blend and a winter's release and all sorts of things.
What is your thoughts on Smooth Ambler? I know I had a bottle of it the other day and we were talking about it.
I don't know anything about the rye. I've had some of their older stuff that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the one that gave us a bottle of Smooth Ambler
This
one time.
slid in here, but that's a Green River rye.
I haven't had it. Don't know. We got you a rye too. I want to make sure let's tiptoe.
We're rounding it out here.
Got to tiptoe into the ryes. This Paul Sutton stuff's good, but we've already got you small. This is technically, I think this is distilled at Bardstown using their recipe though, but it's really good. It's different
Look at all the
than a
stuff
lot
right
of the
there.
stuff on the
It
market.
just keeps going.
I'm telling you, man, they have all the whiskey here. We got shelves over here and shelves over there. Ooh, they got Rickhouse proof holidays. We bought some holiday, but we didn't get Rickhouse proof.
4-Gate, you ever heard of them?
Oh yeah, some of that 4-gate stuff's really good, but I don't like each and every one of them. I kind of have to ask somebody. This is the Baker's 7. See, that's another really solid Jim Beam product there. We're gonna put back the Evan because we got you some good kind of low end stuff. We're gonna get the Baker's 7 here instead.
Okay.
If you like the Basil Hayden stuff, if you like a Jim Beam profile, this is the one to have. Absolutely. What's the age on this one? This one is 7 year, 3 months. Always check the neck tag. See, like the one right behind it,
Oh, it's
8-year-old, 7 months right there.
Nice.
Some redwood cast strength stuff. That's one thing we didn't really get a lot of is like finished whiskey. These are really good. That is one thing I didn't think about. They don't have a lot of finished whiskey and we didn't get them any. Have y'all had a lot of finished whiskey?
I don't think so.
Like port finish or wine finish or VDN finish?
No, I haven't had anything like that.
Dang it, we're gonna go over budget. Do you like oranges?
I do like oranges, yeah. Oranges and that sounds good.
I said we were looking for unicorns and then here we are not buying unicorns, but such is life. This is Steph Curry's whiskey over here, the gentleman's cut.
The top on this is kind of like the Blanton stuff to me.
Yeah, they do some different tops on their stuff.
See, that's marketing.
That gets you, the top gets you.
It's marketing.
You never know, man.
Almost bought it.
Gotta collect them all.
Dude, they're starting to do these little mid-sized bottles here, like the little bourbon cream. First time I've seen that. Never looked for it, but there it is.
That would be good if you don't know if you like it and you just want to get more than a
Venture in.
taste, you know?
Give it a try.
You can make a mixed drink. You can try it straight. Like you got
I
enough
can tell
there
you,
to kind of
like,
try.
this is adorable. Like these little bottles here.
You buy them on the Cute Factor too.
I
Yes.
mean,
You
listen,
can stick those in your purse.
put
You
them
can
in
get
your
those into a
purse.
game. Yeah.
Queen of Battle. That's pretty cool.
You're drawn to those military bottles, aren't you?
Well, that's the military in me, I think. You go in there long enough, you're gonna go to anything that's like, oh, look at this, man. This has got,
It's got a flag on it.
flag on it. Gotta support.
What we got in the case? I didn't even look at the case. I don't see any bourbon in there.
Aston Martin bottle.
So
Go for it. 550. It's not on my budget.
Will it hot?
Yeah, Willet Pot Still. Most people are not huge fans of those.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 bottle though. 9 year cask strength rye, Clyde Mays. Haven't seen that before. I'll buy that for me. It's oof. 9 years. Is that 9 years? It says it's a big 9 on it.
Yeah.
Aged 9 years.
It's very light for being aged 9 years.
Dude, I'm confused.
Yes.
If it was darker color, I'd buy it for me.
So we tried a Booker's one time, and it was not this bottle, but it was not.
Not for you. So you don't like the super intense Jim Beam stuff.
That was not.
Well, maybe making some mistakes here then.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. Obviously,
We will find out.
We will find
That
out.
one Booker's that we had, it was at a restaurant. No, it was at a bar.
It's at a bar.
And there's no telling when it was open, how long it's been sitting there.
It was probably, and we'd also just gotten done doing all of the Jefferson's Ocean Reserve and all that stuff,
the
and then made the
Jefferson's
switch to this Booker's because it was like, oh, this is a cheap drink.
That's a
We'll try it.
completely
And that was
different,
a
yeah, it's a completely
palate
different
at that
animal.
point, you know?
Yeah.
That's an occasion. The Bookers I have, really nice, but they're occasion whiskeys, right? You go to them every once in a while. Reservoir Holland's Blade Rummer, finished in stout rum barrels. Never heard of that, but that's the type of label that catches my
Blade
attention
Rummer,
there.
that's pretty cool.
$125. I'll let somebody tell me if it's good, and then once it's good, I won't be able to get back over here to get it because it'll be gone.
Yeah, exactly how it works.
All right, I think we've got what we're going for here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we are officially well over budget here for this particular video. So do me a favor, help me out, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, trigger the algorithm, watch all the way to all the magic things that you could do to help me spread this video a little further so we can get more folks involved in the positive side of this bourbon community and bourbon hobby. So I appreciate y'all's help in that. We're gonna hit one more store, see what we can find. At least we're gonna have to be pretty selective because like I said, we're 50% over budget, but I want them to try. Do we make them try each and every one of these bottles? Let me know in the comments, do they have to try? Because we bought a lot of bottles. Should they have to try every one of them? I don't know, that might be too much for one video, we'll see. So we are at the next store. We stopped and grabbed a little lunch on that all meat diet. Seems to be working out pretty well for me thus far. Had some wings, not bad. I'll take some decent wings every once in a while, but our next stop is the bottle shop, but the budget's been spent. It better be pretty freaking enticing right now, I'm gonna be honest. They'll have some stuff out. Normally, I think they keep most of their allocated stuff in the back for regular customers, of which we are not.
I didn't know this place was here.
Never been to the bottle shop?
Never been here.
They have a lot of barrel picks and stuff. That's another thing, you can really get a lot of cool stuff. This is where I come for a lot of my barrel picks. The most barrel picks in this area, as far as I know. All right, so we got all the Garrison brothers there just about. Single barrels, small batch, honeydew. Definitely the most organized selection, if not the biggest.
See, marketing.
The Garrison brothers, you like the star, shiny, the wax?
Yeah, the wax.
Go ahead and jump off on one of those. I'll let you try one of those next time you're at the house. You let me know if it was worth it. You gotta want that. That's like unapologetically Texas whiskey right there.
Okay.
See anything?
Not anything crazy we haven't run into. More holidays. That's some Rickhouse proofs. I mean, new riff stuff. We've seen quite a bit of that. That's one I considered grabbing, but I think we filled that kind of gap there.
They got the cask strength, the old dominant cask strength.
Oh, they do have the red label cask strength, which is one of your favorites.
Yep.
But you've got one, so I'm trying to fill gaps you're missing. Now you can buy one.
We probably will.
No.
No?
No.
She talking you out of it?
Tell me right now.
Yeah.
You know, Four Roses is always been an interesting one to me because this is usually what's available at a wedding.
These are the new single barrels right here. I need one of these for myself here. OESK single barrel 100 proof. Picking that one up for myself. Four Roses are nice. They've started doing these. I think these are 100 proof single barrels. Yeah, 100 proof single barrels. I don't know what this one is. I think I've got one of these.
Now, who
This
makes
is pretty. Look
Angel's
at
Envy?
this.
Oh, that's another Smoke Wagon, which you liked earlier. Angel's Envy, Angel's Envy is the company. I assume they distill their own. I don't know. They may be sourcing from somebody. All their stuff's port finish, which is not for everybody. 10-year-old Russells. It's not a unicorn, but I said I was going to get you another 10-year-old I wanted you to try. Oh, here's the another OBSF for me right here. Now I've got two of them.
I have two guns, one for each of you.
We have officially 100% on the budget.
What budget? Who has a budget?
That's right.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Budget? What's that?
Y'all find everything right? Hey, how you doing?
We're always looking for stuff, though, even if we found everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything particularly interesting over here?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy.
You're not the guy. Okay.
No, our guy Mike. I'll have to go find him. He can give you the lowdown on almost all of this. Yeah. He would probably want me to direct your
Oh, the
attention
Evan Williams
there.
single barrels. Yeah, those were Kentucky only for a while, and now they're kind of back. I find them basic. Like, I'd just rather have a bonded than those.
So is this really worth the price tag?
17-year-old Dickel? Absolutely not. Here's what's crazy about a 17-year-old Dickel, right? This is $270, 46% alcohol, so 92 proof. 17 years old. You can buy 15-year George Dickel single barrels when you see them. Like, we just bought one for the club, 15 years old. It's actually a 16-year-old barrel, so it's only a year or so. Now, that could have 18, 19, 20. When it says 17, that's just the youngest stuff they use. But 15-year-old Dickel single barrels are like $80.
Yeah, and that's-
Something $60 to $80, depending on where you get them. I just do that, man. I don't understand. I just do that.
So Uncle Nearest, I haven't heard a lot about that one.
Uncle Nearest is the freed slave that was the first master distiller at Jack Daniels.
Yes.
So they have a distillery kind of close to there, little ways away.
I knew I heard the name. I just didn't know that was a bourbon.
I mean, that stuff's pretty good. I think most of their stuff's Tennessee whiskey, which is basically a bourbon.
Right.
Some of the single barrels I've had from them are pretty good. I'd really like to see what they can do when they get their own distillate in the market.
Charcoal mellowed.
Old Ezra, yeah, that stuff's pretty good. I like the Ezra stuff. It's not everybody loves it. I tend to be a big fan. Jill loves the Ezra. I think that's their rye.
Yeah.
She loves their bourbon, but she's a big fan of that kind of charcoal mellowed Jack Daniels profile. Ooh, cigar batch number 2 down there. Is that what that is? Look at that here. Batch number 2 cigar batch.
That sounds
I think
good.
another YouTuber just voted this the best cigar blend they had on their shelf. I haven't had it. We'll buy it. We'll try it. Thank you, SLB, for influencing my buying purchases. I have one of these at the house. I think it's a batch 1. I don't think I have the batch 2. Oh, is this a Frey single barrel? We did buy an uncut Frey. We should have got the single barrel here. Didn't know that was. Thank you. All right, we are going to jet back to their house. We're going to try some of these bottles. I want him to blind that Benchmark Full Proof versus Blanton's over ice. See what he thinks of those two. See if we've done a good job. Like, go through all of the bottles we bought. We 100% doubled what I was expecting to spend, but you find the good bottles. It's much more fun to spend money on other folks than it is yourself. That I've had a good time here hunting, but let's see what he thinks of some of these bottles we bought. We are back at the house now, and I'm gonna get him to try. We're gonna try some of these, but let's get to the blind of Blanton's versus the Benchmark Full Proof. One of the glasses has a curved pattern on it, and one of them has a straight pattern, so we will know which one's which. Now you have to tell me which one of these you like better over ice. Okay, fresh pour, fresh crack on both of them. It's the curved glass, because it's got the curved.
Yeah, curved lines. Got it. Smells good.
Do you think that's the Blantons or not the Blantons?
I think this is not the plans.
Why do you think that?
It seems a little lighter to me than plans.
Seems a little lighter.
Lighter, yeah. Let's try it.
Well, you realize the Blantons is the lighter of the two, right?
Then maybe that's the plans. Let me try the other one.
You thought you knew.
Tough one, man.
Yeah.
I'm going with this one being the plans.
You're going with which one being the Blantons? That one being the Blantons?
Yeah.
The curved glass being the Blantons?
I'm probably wrong.
That's really good, isn't it?
That is really good.
That's really good. You are absolutely and totally wrong. The other way, and the difference is, the funny thing is they're very similar.
Very similar.
That one actually has a little more flavor because the proof is higher.
Okay.
Like Blanton's is going to be 93 proof.
Right.
And this is full proof, so this is 125 proof. Ooh. And so when it waters down a little bit, you get more flavor on that one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have it over ice,
I guess
You might as well just have the benchmark because it kills all the like super nuanced complexity. Go with the higher proof.
So now I want to try it. Anything here?
Oh, go for it.
Might as well, right? Yeah, I can smell a difference between the two, but obviously I have them both in my hand.
But they're still similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. So this is the blends, and it's lighter.
This one's definitely going to hit you a little harder with that 125 proof.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one's got a lot more spice to it, a little more hit than the Blanton's when it's like this, but over rocks, I don't notice a difference. I'm being honest.
I mean, there's a difference, but you couldn't tell which one's which.
I can tell you right off.
She's got to try them now. And now that they've set their water down, even bigger difference.
Yeah, even bigger, yeah.
It's not that much of a difference, but this one, even
Some of these two.
to me though, this one still has more bite,
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
even over ice.
Probably a lot more bite now. That was the
Try
benchmark.
those
Yep.
two.
I like the benchmark better.
It
However-
matters how you're drinking your whiskey. Like it makes a difference.
I'll tell you this too though. I've always thought that Blanton's was a little overrated, honestly. Neat's different.
Neat's very different. But in a cocktail also, that benchmark's going to stand up better.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
this. I think even neat, I'd still pick the benchmark. But neat, you can definitely taste the proof
The proof,
difference
yeah, you can definitely
that
taste
you
it.
can't taste as much with these.
Yeah.
But probably 2 years ago, I would have picked the Blantons. Now I like higher proof stuff.
Right.
So now I would pick this.
How much was this bottle? Do you remember?
It's $25, $26.
Unreal,
Right.
man.
So
$26 bottle.
for the money,
You know.
this is definitely a better.
Well,
a better
and it came
bet.
from the same place. It's
Yeah.
basically the same whiskey.
Right.
It's not a single barrel. They did have a single barrel there.
Right.
It's not as old. It's not as sophisticated.
Right.
But if you're mixing it, none of that complexity or sophistication, or at least it doesn't matter a lot, I should say.
Right.
And so as soon as you put it over ice, you water it down, any of that, go with the cheaper stuff because usually it's gonna be very similar. All right, you try the Baker 7. I want her to try the Old Forester single barrel proof.
This one?
Pour those. I don't want you to taste it before I get back. I got something else in the car though. All right, so I knew being a Sunday, we probably wouldn't find any, hard to find unicorn style bottles. I wanted to make sure I added something special. I kind of knew roughly what their selection looked like. So I wanted to make sure we brought something. And he mentioned in particular this bottle. So we'll go with this one. All right, so I also got this one to add to your selection right here.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Oh, look at
Come
that.
on, somebody.
So we got one.
Yes, man. That's awesome.
It's a little dusty. That one's been sitting. That's in my back. That pulled from my back stock there.
Thanks, man. That is awesome.
All right. I'm going to try this one.
Okay.
Little product
What's the
placement.
proof on that one?
130.6.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is 107 proof. Of
Yeah, 107. Baker 7's 107 always.
Cheers.
I like that.
Oh, this is good.
You can,
Yeah, that's
This is
really good Jim Beam
This
stuff.
is
Yeah.
good
You can definitely feel the proof on this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, 130 proof. It's
That
going to
is
shine
good.
through.
The proof isn't real strong on this.
Let's trade. Ooh, that's very different going from that one
Oh,
to this one.
it's a different thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I can feel the proof. in
That's a
this
little
one.
too much for you,
It's
isn't
a
it?
lot of proof. Yeah. It's good though. I think
This
I like the
one's
Baker
good, too.
7 better than the high proof of this. Which one are you drinking? The Old Forester.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
Old Forester.
Yeah, I do. Like
Yeah, I
Old
figured that might be a little much for you. But that, you've got a really high proof one now in the selection for somebody that comes over and wants it. We also got that Frey that's going to be pretty high proof as well, probably 120s on
I
that
like
one.
the Frey Ranch.
And this is truly going to transform our selection.
Well, you've got a variety now of all sorts of things.
Absolutely
Right?
transform
We
it.
do.
So I really appreciate that, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Y'all let me know in the comments if you like this type of hunt, a little different. We didn't go to as many stores. We didn't find a whole lot of unicorn bottles. We got to work on it a little bit. This is the first time. I appreciate the prices allowing me to, to do this and to try a new format. We're going to have to put some bumpers around it. We went way, way, way over budget. So I'm probably going to limit it to like 6 bottles in the future. I think we ended up with 11 and then 1 from my backstop. And then I bought 3 for me. So we're going to put some bumpers. Don't expect 12 bottles if you end up getting selected for this in the future. We got to put some guardrails around it. 6 bottles. 6 bottles to transform your selection. Let me know if you like these. Appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end. We'll see y'all in the next one.